time to overreact. Adam Cianciarulo has retired or is retiring.
All right, guys, let's get to it. I am retiring from professional racing at the conclusion this Supercross season. That's so wild. It doesn't even sound real.
Wow, okay, so he announced it. It's official. AC is gonna be moving on from the dirt bike. Man, I gotta tell you, the first emotion is bummed. Of course, everybody I think would be bummed first. You know, we've watched this guy's career pretty much all the way through, and he's had some bumps in the road that were just super unfortunate that steered the course maybe in a different direction a couple different times. I do think long-term this is gonna be good for him. He's got an option moving forward, I believe. But yeah, sad story from a kid who was kind of meant to be maybe an all-timer. I mean, that was kind of the hype growing up. I mean, I'll just tell you through my lens how I experienced AC. He was rad amateur kid number 92. I was number 92, and there it was. That was the connection. I remember I was like, dude, that dude is little, and he's number 92. That's like me, but maybe he'll do way better than me. So I was a AC fan, not like a diehard, but like I liked the kid. I mean, he was a ripper. He was shredding, and videos were coming out, and he was cool, and he was smart. He was super intellectual. You could kind of tell by the way he did interviews. You're like, dude, this dude could talk. Maybe he'll like be a commentator someday, which, come on, man, we all know what's coming. Rad kid coming up, a lot of hype around him. And then straight up, I don't know who made the decision or how it was made, but it was just the wrong one. He turned pro too early. Not because of skill, not because of mentality. He obviously came right in and was winning right out of the gate, but physically he was just too small. I mean, these 250s are gnarly, and he was, my guess was probably 10 to 15 pounds too light. Needed a little bit more time. And if he would have waited a year, I think things maybe go different, because he did eventually get hurt. And then that led to another one and another. And I don't know that story. I do want to know that story. I'm going to find it out by asking Adam one of these days. It just messed him up. It steered his whole timeline off completely. And then he grew. He got bigger and then had to like relearn how to ride a 250 and had some more injuries. And it was just a extremely, extremely bumpy road that led him to a night where he almost won a championship, which was freaking awesome. And it was a rad story. I mean, he fought through all of that and got himself back to being a contender. Went to Las Vegas, had a championship, man. He had it, and he lost it in a very dramatic way. And I remember that night. I'll always remember that night, because I was so freaking scared that, I mean, I had to go and interview him, and I wasn't ready for that yet. I was new in the role, and I was thinking about how I would feel. Like, if I was him, I would want to fight me if I was him. So I'm walking over there thinking he probably wants to fight me as I walk up with the microphone, because that's what I would want to do.
So I'm with Adam Cianciarulo. Adam, just take me through what happened and the emotions that you're feeling right now.
No, he was cool and classy, and Nick Way actually told him, hey, be a man, stand up, do this interview, and he did.
I feel like I failed. I feel like a failure right now, but tomorrow I'm going to wake up. I'm going to, put the boots on again and go to work. That's just, that's what I'll always do. I always give 100%, always fight to the end. Unfortunately, I came up short, but I'm going to get one of these things.
Thanks, Adam. He did it, and he knocked it out of the park. It was incredible, and it shows that the talking thing is going to work out for him.
I think what I've seen so far, besides the obvious, is two guys later in their careers still developing, still getting better.
Anyways, lost that championship, super dramatic, goes on to win the outdoor championship right after, which is that's that winner brain. I talk about the winner brain. He has that. He just came right out and won that thing, got that title, and heroic moment for him, but long overdue also. Then you go into the 450 career, and it starts out incredible. It's Monster Cup. He wins the dang thing right out of the gate. He wins Monster Cup. You're like, okay, they're in some serious trouble, because he was big on the 250. He was big on the 250. He needed to move up size-wise. He got all that power, and he wins Monster Cup. Anaheim won. He was crazy fast. Almost won it. And then began just a weird, slow unraveling physically. Just injury here, injury there. Still had the speed, but couldn't get it done late in motos, was always coming back. And then it got to a point where it was an injury that couldn't be solved or fixed. And I mean, from what I understand, he went in multiple times and tried multiple things to get his arm, his hand, the whole thing working better to where he could hold on to a 450. These bikes are insane. I mean, to hold on to a 450 is gnarly, and he couldn't really do that anymore. If I'm evaluating this, I look at a guy who is wired to win. That's what he is. That's what he was. And he's in a place where he just can't do that physically. And he has to accept the fact that he's now a 9th, 10th, or 11th place guy. That's suffering to someone like him. Now to most, like me, I mean, you put me 9th every week on a 450, I'm celebrating, as are all of us, right? I mean, right, duh. But not when you've worked like him and had a life like him and chased it like him and been so close like him, and you're told, hey, your body's gonna allow you to be a 10th place guy. That's tough for him. That's a mentality downgrade. That's my guess on why he's doing this. It's not his fault, it's physical. But that leads us to what's next. And to me, it's obvious. I mean, he's gonna be in TV. Okay, I don't know the timeline. I don't know how that part of it's going to work out, but it's very obvious that he's going to be an analyst in the sport, a David Bailey type analyst, in my opinion, an educator, an instructor. He's very technical and intelligent. You combine that with the fact that he was just on the bike. He's very current. He does have a witty personality that's kind of on hold right now because of life. You get all that back and then you mix that with crazy work ethic. He'll be an incredible broadcaster and probably do it for 15 years. That's an easy prediction. Take it to the bank. But you know what's going to fuel him the most, I think? Regret. Because this last chapter is not working out the way he wanted, he dreamt of, he put in all that sweat. And when you don't get what you want and there's hurdles and things in your way that knock you down, but you get a second chance at something else, you have this crazy regret. And it's like fuel and motivation to do a great job. And I think he'll hit the ground running in this next Adam Cianciarulo chapter with fuel, regret fuel, I'll call it. A very sad story today, but I think it's gonna be a good story in the end. The dude is awesome. He'll be a big part of the sport. This will just be part of his amazing story. Overreaction, wow, it's official. AC, out.